Mark Ray Money from MMAfighting.com here with Keri Melendez and Gilbert Melendez. We're in San Jose for Bellator 206 Fight Week, where Keri meets Dakota Zimmerman on Saturday on the main card of Bellator 206. Keri, how's everything going at the training camp? How's the weight cut? How are you doing today?
Very well. Things are going accordingly. Tomorrow I'm not going to feel the best, but it's normal. It's what it is.
Going to 115 for this fight, right?
Yes, I am.
But you thought about going kind of to 125 depending on what Bellator does with the divisions.
Yes, it's crossed my mind. I'm a little small for 125, but if Bellator does not open up the 115-pound division, then I'm going to have to do some rethinking.
A few years ago, you were kind of on a bit of like a hiatus from combat sports, and now you're here. You're on a 2-fight winning streak, 2 highlight reel knockouts, have the kickboxing win, and looking like someone that Bellator is almost ready to build around a little bit for their women's divisions. Did you expect to be in this spot right now?
I wasn't too sure what was going to happen, but I knew that I have a lot of training, many years of training in the books. I have the best team, the best coach, my husband Gilbert, and I was going to get ready for this. And I knew I was going to give it my all, and just everything happened organically, and that's how I like it. I didn't really plan for anything, but just coming natural and getting 2 finishes was amazing. It shows all my hard work.
Gilbert, did you kind of see that this was going to be the trajectory for Keri?
Oh yeah, I've been calling her my retirement plan for a minute, but to what she said, she's someone who was like, as a mother, I want to get back in there and just do it again, and then she did it again. It's like, I just want to maybe do one more, and then like she took it one goal at a time. But I've always had a good vision for her, and I know her skills, and she's very capable, what she's capable of, and I think she's capable of, best in the world type of stuff. So yeah, man, we have a good plan for her. I'm trying to guide her from my experience, but I have big goals for her, and I did see her in this position, and I see her, a few contracts down the road, and even a better position.
Keri, it was step by step, and now this is something that you're now committed to as a future thing.
Yes, definitely. Well, when I first, Scott Coker and Bellator team contacted us and I signed the contract, I knew it was going to be a real thing and I was going to put everything into it. And I re-signed with them, and it's definitely for sure real now.
Was there a point where either one of you said, like, you know what, this is something that, this is not just a hobby, this is not something that I'm going to just try out, this is something that I'm going to be doing now?
Yeah, I think Keri said it best. She did a lot of, fights and, pro fights. But once we signed with Bellator, we know, okay, listen, we're going to pursue this goal, this passion, this dream. And we're not here just to dabble. We're signing a contract because we're here to succeed, and we're here to make some money, and we're here to, build the Melendez brand. And I have complete faith she can do it. And she is on her 2nd contract with Bellator, and we're well on our way.
I remember when Bellator announced that they signed you, Keri, and there were some websites, I won't mention their names, that wrote the headline, Gilbert Melendez's wife signs with Bellator. Didn't even put your name in the headline. How did that make you feel, and do you think that the tables have turned a little bit now? People know you as more than just Gil's wife.
Having the headline Gilbert Melendez's wife didn't bother me too much. I'm proud to be his wife. I know some ladies are a little bit upset about that, but he's done a lot in his career, and I was just ready to show that I'm not just Gilbert's wife, that I am Keri Melendez, and I have my own fighting style, my own career. Of course, I'm influenced by Gilbert, but I was ready to just prove it in fighting.
Gilbert, how did you, when you saw those headlines, were you like, hold on a second, like she's her own person?
You know what? Yeah, obviously, it didn't hurt me too much. I wasn't upset, and we get the process, right? This is a business, right? And and I think part of her success is because she is a Melendez, and you're right. As she builds her popularity, not only like was she on the coattails, now I could jump on her coattails, right? Now the brand is up, now her brand is up, and it just makes us more that powerful. And we're a team, and that was the plan. Let's do it together. I think we're a better product together as well. And maybe one day I'll be the highlight. It'd be like Keri's husband or something. Keri's husband fighting.
Keri Melendez's husband fights
at
UFC 232.
Exactly. We'll see what happens. But I do have faith that we're gonna be champions together. We'll both be champions.
When you were kind of on your hiatus from fighting, and you guys were obviously raising a child, and that's difficult. what was the thought process about getting back in? Is that something that you always thought you wanted to do, or was it just something that, one day you said, maybe your daughter's old enough now, it's time to do it?
I've always been training, no matter what. I just love training, and I'm probably going to be training till the day I die. It's a lifestyle for me. We own a gym together, so I'm definitely going to always train. But I did want to do it. Like Gilbert mentioned earlier, I had a kickboxing fight in 2012, and my daughter wasn't 2 yet, and my goal was to fight before she was 2. And then I didn't fight again until 2014. And then after the 2014 kickboxing fight, I wanted to get back and do it. And when Bellator made the offer, Gilbert was very supportive and be like, let's do this.
Yeah, I think there was a point in time where, a lot of family and people were like, oh, like you should have another kid. And, maybe this is like, what are you guys doing? Like, should you, like, should she be pursuing fighting? No, that's not the way to go. Like, don't hurt her face or don't do this, But a lot of people aren't in the gym every day with her and I and seeing the hard work she put in and how much she's invested. And I believe she was a black belt in striking. I think she is a black belt in striking. And her MMA game is great, and her jiu-jitsu game is coming along. And it'd be a damn shame if she didn't go out there on the big stage and compete and pursue her passion. And if she didn't, she'd be pissed at me the rest of her life if she never went out there and did it and tested herself, And I support that 100%, but it'd be a shame if she didn't, it really would be. There's a couple people out there, they have a full-time job, they make more money. I've seen some talent out there like, oh man, it's a shame that guy doesn't fight because it just, it doesn't make sense economically, but it'd be a shame if she didn't, show her skills to the world, and now they get to, but yeah.
Your daughter, Layla Kay, is 8 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
Is she at the point where she kind of knows that mommy and daddy have a different profession than other mommies and daddies?
Oh, heck yeah.
She definitely knows.
Yeah, she's loving it. She just got her 4th stripe in jiu-jitsu.
Nice.
Yeah, or third stripe. Third stripe
Mm-hmm.
in jiu-jitsu, which we kind of stay out of and let her do her thing there. But yeah, she knows what's up. She enjoys it, and she's very proud of myself and of mom, of course.
Yes.
Does she like watching you guys fight, or is she allowed to watch you guys fight?
It's interesting, right? Yeah, I prefer she does not watch me fight. Like I don't want her to watch me fight. But I like her not to. But Keri, you don't mind, right? This is yeah.
It's tough. I let her watch my kickboxing fights, but MMA with the small gloves, one time she had a bad reaction from one of our friends, who took a loss, and she was pretty young though, so maybe. Now I might let her. She asked me actually if this time she can come to the fight. She's like, "Can I come?" And she was trying to convince some of my training partners and people at the gym. She's like, "Tell my mom that I'm ready. Tell my mom." So maybe I'll think about letting her come. But she watched it. She watched it on TV.
It's definitely an emotional, roller coaster for kid to experience. But she's also been around the sport. She's been in the gym since the day she's born. So, it's interesting at school. Some people don't even watch it. And I can understand. They don't want their kids to even watch it. But, our daughter's grown around it and understands, fighting's part of the life. And she does see it. She knows that people are recognizing us and giving us some love and giving her mom some love. So, she feeds off of it. She enjoys it.
Who gets more nervous when the other fights? Do you get more nervous when Keri fights, or Keri, do you get more nervous when Gil fights?
I definitely get nervous when Gilbert fights. Maybe 10 years ago it was easier when I was younger. Now we have a family, and I just get pretty nervous. I know he's ready, but I just do.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're just fighters.
Yeah.
And I mean, you really just can't be nervous. You just gotta hey, we gotta rise up for what's best for her, what's best for me. We all gotta be strong both ways, right? It's a good thing about having your partner as a fighter, because no one could really understand what we're going through. Even though they think they know, they don't know until you're really going through it. So we can support each other in those ways, and she can carry my weight a little bit and I can carry her weight a little. And yeah, that's just a big understanding. When you bleed and sweat together and go through it all together, it's great to have that understanding.
Plus you coach Keri, so you can't really show her that you may be nervous because you have to,
Yeah, heck yeah, dude.
Oh, he
I'm
showed
throwing
me.
the towel.
Yeah.
No, stop. Ding, ding. It is though. Obviously, of course, it's my wife. I don't want nothing to happen to her, and I'm like, I sacrifice my body. I'm the sacrificial lamb for the family is what I thought, and she doesn't have to do this. She doesn't have to do this, but she wants to do it. I'm like, don't do this. You don't need to. I've seen her stressing in bed, and I'm like, dude, you don't have to do this, I did it for my family, and I did that, and I do it for myself, of course, but it's a profession, and this is like a passion project for her, but it's still becoming it. She just doesn't have to do it, so so that's tough for me. I'm like, hey man, to see her go through the weight cut and to be sore after practice, to be bruised, to get black eye here and there, it's like, it's tough to see. But again, who am I to not let her pursue her passion?
So far, so good, of course, in the Bellator cage, 2 straight wins. When you see Keri with these finishes, I mean, one punch knockout power really for someone at 115 pounds is not. That's pretty rare. Are you almost even surprised? I know you see her in the gym, but are you almost surprised when she hits an opponent and they just go down?
No, I am not surprised, dude. I am not surprised at all. I mean, like I said, I've been around her for years, and she's just, you got to think, at a time, there was just no 115-pound weight class. There just wasn't. There was, like, talented ladies who could fight 115, but there was just $1,000 on the table for a fight or something ridiculous, So she's someone who's has years of experience in there, and she's just been working on it. And no ring rust because she's doing it. But so I've seen her power. I've seen all her skills, and there's more to it. Not just the right hand. There's a lot more to it, and she'll slowly release more tactics and more skills and more power as her fighting career progresses, and the talent moves up. But no, I'm not surprised at all. I've known she's been good for a very long time.
Fighters say often that training camps are very selfish, and that even being a fighter is very selfish. How do you guys balance that as a couple? Because you're both fighters, but you have to, also be husband and wife at the end of the day as well, and parents.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's definitely a challenge, but we understand when it's someone's time to fight. You put a little bit more. Again, it's like her time right now is to like push a little bit more and have some more fights, and it made sense for her to jump on and do a quick turnaround, and that wasn't what's best for whoever. It's just what's best for the family. That's how you look at it. How's it going to be best for the family? And that was the best decision for us, for her to continue on that. So I could sit back and we train. It's awesome. I train. We got a gym. We got a big support system. As you grow older, you have to manage a few boiling pots. We both own a gym together. She manages and runs it. I do a lot of teaching there. We have our kid. We have to do a lot of different things. We have to train. So we balance it out. And she still does a lot while training, and I still do a lot while I train sometimes. But I think we just step it up during fight camp for each other.
Right now, Gilbert's definitely handling a lot, and that's why we can't fight at the same time. It's just too much for him to be my coach, to make phone calls for me, to be on daddy duty, to do all the things at the gym, have all of our kids at the gym that he has to go take care of, just the whole fight team. He's definitely doing a lot so I can focus on my training camp.
How has the balance changed? Because you do have a fight coming up, but you haven't fought as often in recent years, and now Keri's kind of picked her career back up. Has there been a kind of a shift in balance with the kind of trajectories of both your careers?
Yeah, I mean, I'm no surprised that I'm in the fourth quarter of my career, and when you're fighting real top level people, the damage you take is a lot different, and when you are young, young in your career, you have quick turnarounds, right? You just knock them out the park because you're going to be the best in the world. You start knocking off the top 50 people, the top 20 people, the top things, until you get to that point where you're fighting, the top 5 in the world. You need a bigger recovery. It's a lot more mental stress and all that comes. She has a lot to look forward to, it's going to be there. But as of now, she's on fire, yeah, and I think she's fighting very tough, good girls, but she just happens to be a great fighter. And these are really good fighters she's fighting, but she's going to be a great fighter. And you can see that difference right away, and that's why you knock them out the park, and that's what she's doing right now. And it doesn't surprise me. But yes, I am on the fourth quarter a little bit. I'm taking it easier, and it's a little more strategic on picking fights and timing and what works best and healing your body. The process is a little different. So yeah, it's a little transition.
Last thing I want to ask you about, and I've heard Gilbert tell this story, but I think that your first date, and somehow Gilbert ended up with a black eye. Keri, could you please illuminate us as to what exactly happened and how that transpired?
It's so long ago.
Yeah.
How long ago? When did you meet? Do you remember what year it was?
In 2006, February or March.
Yeah.
2006.
Yeah, maybe that far back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we were having dinner with friends, and we met up with a group of friends. I had a mutual friend, and he thought that it would be fun for us to meet because I fought kickboxing and he fought MMA, and we didn't know each other really, but I think he knew me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he knew me, but I didn't really know who he was at the time. I don't know, but
he was a fan.
I think he was a fan. But we had a couple of margaritas, and I was 22 years old. He was 24, and then we all went back to his house with some of his friends, and he was just teasing me a little bit about fighting, and he's like, "Oh, it's kind of cute you fight, and let me see what you got." And we were messing around, and I just popped him one because he was teasing me, I think, too much.
I was trying to hold some pads, trying to hold some hands. She just bypassed the hands and went right at the face and said, "You're a chump, show you what's
No,
up."
I didn't.
Yeah, we were both like young, and I was like, she was, still maybe serving at a restaurant. I maybe was serving at a restaurant 2 years, a year before that. I was maybe just fighting, and I don't know. It was right before I went to like Pride in Japan and stuff, but I was fighting for, Scott Coker here.
You did a couple months later. I saw you fight for the first time against Clay Guida.
Yeah, then I fought Clay
That was
Guida right
an
before.
awesome first fight for me to see. I wasn't really into MMA, and I knew about MMA of just like if somebody takes your back, then you're in trouble. And Clay Guida had his back, and I was like, whoa! I thought it was over, and then he like spiked, or I don't know, the hula hoop.
I spiked him on his head. Yeah, but just I knew she was a restaurant server, and maybe I was just a year out of it. I don't know, like 2 years. I was still teaching and doing all kinds of stuff, but early MMA years, Yeah.
So you were kind of downplaying your kickboxing, and then she popped you in the face, and you must have been like, okay.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying. Yeah, I was trying to get fresh a little bit. Let's see what you got, dude. And she's like, you're about to get it. And then I felt the right hand. There, that was the start of it. I knew the right hand was there. I knew the power was there. Yeah, I knew the power was there.
Is that the punch of love? That was it. After that,
yeah,
like,
I had a black eye, dude. And I had to track her down a little bit. I was like, this girl getting black eye, dude. I'm gonna track her down. I had to do some tracking. Yeah, she didn't give me her number or nothing, dude. I think I'd use like MySpace or something, dude. I was like, I can try
so
to
you got
find
a black eye, not the digits?
Not the digits, bro. Not the digits, man. That was a rough one, dude. I was like, yeah, that was a tough one.
And then you had to pursue Keri a little bit.
I did pursue Keri a little bit, absolutely. Yeah, I did chase her a little bit. And then it worked out though, right? Yeah.
Awesome.